XXL has started to select their pool for the 2018 freshman list. A few people like Ski Master, Slump God, Tay-K, Joyner Lucas, Russ, T Grizzly, even Cardi B somehow is in this pool. Yeah. First impressions, what do we think of this selection, Akademiks? I know you know everyone who's been up there so far.
This is the time when XXL picks their list. I think they're going to have a hard task like it's been for the last 3 years. People pop off too quick, and sometimes you can't really project into the future. So you got to think about who's hot now. Will they be hot in a year? Will they be in this class? Yesterday, I threw up a bunch of stuff on my Instagram kind of projecting what I believe to be the worthy candidates. Of course, there's really an extended list of many artists that's not mentioned, so honorable mention to them, even though I'm not mentioning their name. Okay. However, I'm going to give you guys my predictions. Is that fine?
Yes.
Come on. All right. I got my little phone here, you know what I mean?
So while you do this, I'll just tell people again what last year's list: Kamaya, A Boogie, P&B Rock, Playboy Cardi, Amine, Cap G, Kyle, Ugly God, Made in Tokyo, and XXX Tentacion.
Okay, and I'm going to go down this quick. I got, this is a prediction for my list. I think Trippie Redd's going to be on it. I think Tekashi 6ix9ine is going to be on it. YFN Lucci's going to be on it. Actually, I think he's going to turn it down, but he should be on it. Smoke Perp, Lil Pump, he probably turn it down. Cardi B, she'll probably turn it down, but they should both still be on it. Stefflon Don, they have to include women in this too. Last year they included Kamaya. They have to do that. Stefflon Don is my pick. UK artist, pick. Very talented, got a dope song with French Montana right now that Hurting Me song.
The remix is out too.
Love it.
Also dope.
Ski Master, Slump God, Florida is a hotbed for all new artists, new music, that new culture that's been pushing and really affecting hip hop. Lil Skies. Crazy enough, 2 months ago he had about 200,000 followers on Instagram. Now he just dropped his album. He did 25,000 second week. He did about 17 his first week.
Would you like to see Lil Pump on that list? Because he was snubbed last year. His fans were upset.
Okay, let me just finish a couple more. Tay-K, he's of course in jail, but he had a big song and a dope project. He should make it, but he's not gonna be able to make it because make the actual thing because he's in jail. Joyner Lucas, we gotta have lyricists. Joyner Lucas, but I don't know if maybe he's just on age, but I still think he hasn't put out that project yet to say he's not a freshman.
Okay.
So Joyner Lucas and Don Q. Okay.
Okay.
And Lil Xan, Rich Chigga, Rich the Kid, Famous Dex, YB in the Mirror, Lil Baby, that's a QC product, Nav, and maybe Will Smith gets his son on there, James Mix.
Jaden.
Yeah.
Would Jaden want to be on the freshman list? I think he's good.
Well, I think those are the people who are in the serious discussions. Okay. Whether they turn it down or whether other things happen is up to how the politics get played.
Okay.
It will be politics.
Jaden Smith had that track, Batman. Yes?
Yes.
I thought that was very much in tune with the times. I would like to see Cardi B on there. I don't think that she should turn it down. The list is still very important. I think it's for historical reasons. The people who pioneered it: Elliott Wilson, Vanessa Staten, Dennis Page, and a couple of others who I'm probably not mentioning right now. It does have its place in hip-hop history. I mean, everybody wants to look to the Grammys and other platforms to gain their accolades by, but I think this is very important. I think Cardi B, if she makes it, or is offered or whatever, voted in, I think she should take it. Trippie Redd is my favorite. You and I spoke about that before.
Respectfully, I don't think, and I've spoke to artists in the last couple of years, they've called me just on advice, or their teams really, hey, do you think this is the move? The list is a little shaky.
It matters.
It's a little shaky
for someone like Cardi B at the point that she is, you think it matters?
I don't think much artists look at that list anymore, and first, I don't think much of these new artists care about the tradition. Okay, tradition and whatever.
They should.
They should.
I'm very much in support of the newer crop, as you know, but I think this list, and again, XXL magazine has lasted the test of time. Battle the Source magazine. I was a contracted writer for the Source magazine. It's outlasted Vibe magazine and a host of others. It's historical. It matters.
I'm surprised you don't seem like you're one that's much for tradition.
I am in terms of this.
Or nostalgia, right?
No, that's true. Out with the old, forget that old shit.
In terms of history and respecting where it came from.
But we know that young artists don't really give a fuck about history and respecting where things came from. Not all of them, but many of them.
However, I will say this though, and that's why I'm gonna say that's not the big enough reason I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it for that association. I think the whole thing of having a class gives you an association with a peer group, and also it associates you with artists of the same, I'm going to call it energy or buzz or relevance in the game.
Right.
Super important because for some artists, they need it. For some, they don't. That's why we get people to turn it down.
Well, I think more artists today don't need it. And I don't want to say it's beneath them, but you have Russ, who's
Wait, don't need it or need it? Because you said it's very important.
I said there's a group of artists today, I'm sure, that think they don't need it.
Okay.
But I think that, again, it's for the sake of history, and it's just historical, preference, it matters.
Okay. I think Cardi B, Amala's Cardi B, Pump, YF and Lucci. Again, it's also about ego. Most of these people last year, well, I know because I was told directly, Bryson Tiller was offered, he turned it down. Young M.A. was offered, she turned it down. And Tory Lanez was offered, he turned it down. Tory Lanez thing was, you should have got me the year before. Not when you're seeing the proof. So a lot of times you got to project. So that's why even some of the names I mentioned, they may have had one song, right, or they haven't put out a project yet, but you see the things that's going to project them to really succeed.
I like Russ. I mean, I'm nobody's fan, but I think it would be important for him to be on the list. What do you think?
I think not. The reason why is
I like his music. I don't particularly think that where he's coming from mentally all the time is a positive place, but I think that what he has contributed thus far is significant to the times.
No. Well, honestly, and I'm not disagreeing, Russ is beyond the list to me, just like Cardi B. But honestly, Russ is beyond it more so. He's had an album that's performed super well. He's really on a sophomore project at this point. Not only that, I mean, even if we look at what he's doing show-wise compared to most of these guys, and no disrespect to them, most of them are doing venues of 1,000, 1,200, maybe 1,500, okay? Mm-hmm. Russ is doing, in certain places, 10,000. Right. And some places he's doing 5. Some places
he's doing that,
but one of Russ's big complaints is that he feels that maybe some people in the core culture don't accept or respect him. So maybe being on this is a look for him in that direction.
There you go. Yeah. What about Cash Me Outside Girl? I'm just asking. I'm not in support of her being on there. I'm asking you.
Okay, no. Well, that's a good point. And I think if that's his stance, he should do it. But I think ego.
Knowing him, he's going to be like, I'm
ego.
past this, right?
Cash Me Outside Girl, absolutely not. By the way, she tweeted at
She took a hard shot at you.
Yeah,
do we have that tweet?
Wow.
What did she say?
She said, because first of all, so you're calling her Cash Me Outside Girl, just like I called her Cash Me Outside Girl. A lot of people don't know she has a rap alias named Bad Baby.
Yeah.
Or Bad Bobby. I'm not too sure.
I think it's Bod Baby.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Oh, the accent's
whatever
on
it is. Okay, the fucking age just ruins it. Okay, she's trying to be ghetto even with the pronunciation.
So she's mad that people don't know her rap alias.
So she had said, she replied to me by saying her name or like quoting her name and saying, "Hey, you old bitch," and I didn't take it offensive. Number one, I've never thought of old as an age.
Is
I've
this
always
the first
thought,
time someone called you old? Usually you're on the opposite end of the spectrum here.
The younger artists, believe me, there's a 14-year-old right now that's kind of popping. He thinks I'm old because I'm not covering him. That's just what it is. When you're not, if you're not on what the newest,
I think he might be right.
Hey, listen, to me, the old, the young thing, it's all about mentality. However, if she's 14, anybody in their 20s is old to her. So, like, honestly, unless you're a 14-year-old with her in middle school, like, you're probably old.
So you don't think she should be on the list, long story short?
Absolutely not at this point. I've heard.
I don't either. I was just asking.
And I won't discredit her. I've heard some things from her to say she could stay on beat. I don't know if she writes, but she could stay on beat. But she got to put in the work. You're not gonna come just off social media, and that's where people get it fucked up. We don't care about like your following that you have that you could convert to hip hop. You got to put in some work in the hip hop space, and you will earn it.
I don't think we should reward bad behavior in her case. Exactly. That's why I don't think she should be on the list. I don't give a fuck about her cadence or flow or anything. I think she's just, for a younger person, she's just way out of line a little too often.
What do you mean? So, all right.
Back up.
Because you saying that, now I'm going to hold you to a precedent.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So you're saying the girl who was just mean to her mom, and now I got to defend it. I was really trying I was really trying to trash you today, Bad Bobby or whatever your name is. That tweet you sent, I was I can't wait. No, but you said something because I got to hold you to your hypocrisy, and we could go down the list.
Okay.
So if you're saying we can't reward bad behavior, and for all we know, she's a loudmouth chick, quick with the mouth.
Minor.
She was
a minor.
Minor. And
I know where you're going, but come on.
And she blew up off being to her mom. A lot of these artists who are on the list or being considered, a lot of them have charges. A lot of them have these allegations. And some of them are on probation. Like, so how do you treat them different from her? If she can't make it because of that, how could they make it?
She's a minor. That's it.
Some of them, they had charges when they were minor. They just happened to be 18, 19
She's
now.
a minor. I think that's the difference. And I think that to maybe preserve something about her in hopes that she grows up to be a young lady, don't reward her so fast. That's my thoughts.
Can we stop it? It's
she's
too
getting
late now.
well, hold on. She's getting $30,000 brand deal just over
Right.
$10 million.
She has a deal. She's a
10
huge
million
following. I don't
Instagram
know
followers.
that.
But even that, okay, rewarding bad behavior. So
Reward.
most of these rappers, and some of them are underage. I can point out which ones are. Lil Pump sings about Xans, lean, Molly.
We already had that discussion.
So should he be on it? Should we reward it then?
I think he's paid his dues. I think that he's in a different place mentally. He's been in the game long enough. I think that he has an understanding now of the business and
Isn't
more
that bad
so than
behavior
he
still,
did
though?
2 years ago.
And he's preaching bad behavior?
Again, man, she's a minor. Man. I don't
Lil
want to
Pump is
reference
still
her
a minor.
age.
Lil Pump is still a minor.
How
He's
old
going to
is
be
he now?
18 when?
He's 17. He'll be 18 in sometime the next year.
I stand on what I said.
Another surprising argument for you today. First,
Okay.
first he's
Okay.
respecting history and tradition.
Is there anybody else who sticks out to you? I will say you do like Trippie Redd. I do enjoy Trippie Redd as well.
Yeah.
Trippie Redd is...
Rich the Kid,
I do like Richard Kidd. Richard Kidd, here's the problem with Richard
he's on
Kidd.
Interscope, isn't he?
No.
You sure?
No.
I don't remember what it
Actually, he
was.
might.
Can you check that? please?
However, this thing with Richard Kidd, he should have really made the list 2 years ago. And because he didn't make it then, he feels like the guy who's getting left
Interscope?
back.
Thank you.
Interscope?
$2 million deal.
Oh, cool. So he's getting left behind. This guy. he's getting left behind, and
Star 1, Academic 0, caught him lacking. Come on.
no, he's getting left behind, and people are considering him. So if we're considering him for this year, people are thinking he's kind of beyond it. Because, by the way, he has a label, Rich Forever. He signed a bunch of artists. His artists are really in contention to make it. Jay Critch might make it. Also, Famous Dex, and he has another artist called YB and Almighty. So
Okay.
we'll see. But yeah, now I don't think he should make it. No, I think he campaigned that hard for him to make it himself. He tweeted out last year. He was like, "Yo, how the fuck am I a freshman when I got an AP watch that costs $70,000 and my car costs $100,000?" That was his.
So you're not
argument.
in support of the list and it should be abolished in
No.
a year or two?
No. I'm in support of a list. I do believe that XXL leans on this list as their only probably hint of relevance for the year. And this is, I guess
Wow.
it
Wow.
sounds
That's
disrespectful.
a hard shot.
Do you think Cardi's decision has a big impact on this list? Like if she decides to be
Cardi
on it
got-
or not, what is that?
If Atlantic put Cardi B on this goddamn list, they're stupid. You cannot have Bodak Yellow and all her success thus far and have it be considered. So of course they're going to offer as they would want the biggest artist, but just like how Young Thug at that point, Young Thug was also offered, and he said, "Nah, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
I'm straight."
Okay. Anybody else?
Only Cardi B and Lil Pump should definitely turn down. Other people, whatever you do is what you do. But
Right.
but Trippie Redd, what I will say is that I think that's what I was getting at before. Trippie Redd is working with a lot of people that will see his works manifest in the next year and a half. He's worked with Travis, Drake. I think he did some stuff with Sway Lee. He has a song with Wayne. He's been previewing a lot of stuff on Instagram. Because of all that, we're going to see all this stuff manifest.
Yeah.
And if you choose him now,
I
it
like the
makes
track
sense.
with Trippie Redd and Rich the Kid, Early Morning Trapping.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I was actually listening to that yesterday.
yeah,
Oh, you just now getting to speed on it? Just now?
we're gonna talk about
guy,
Trippie Redd a little later in the show.
Maybe Cash Me Outside Girl was right. You're old. You're old, my nigga.
So
Star 2, Act 0.
nah, this is a bullshit tally.
Yeah,
no one is.
that-
no one's respecting that tally.
Let me I found out what Star is. Star is the guy who wants to let
That's
you,
using profanity at me in case you missed it. You were saying?
Star is the person who wants to let you know he's up on something, but he's not really following the culture. Not because like I could tell you if a artist who has 500 Instagram followers, not because you don't know about him, means I have a one up. That's not staying with the times means.
You took that as a personal shot. Me being alert, conscious, and aware of what's going on.
No, it's not a personal shot. I'm just saying the difference because again, you could mention that one song, but you can't analyze his career.
He's
right?
just questioning if you deeply follow the culture or you just know
I
the
actually
facts.
do follow the culture, and I do have an understanding of where it's been, where it's going. And wait till we get to Fat Joe. I'm gonna get at his bum ass, Fat Joe. But that's another topic.
That is
Okay.
another topic. Our next
Is
one,
that
though,
next?
is no,
Bozo
it's not.
alert
It's not.
for Fat Joe. Bozo alert. But continue on.